This has been a big week for the arts. This is the third day in a row that we've announced something to enhance and support the arts in our community. We had the Bike Sense announcement on Wednesday, and then yesterday was the expansion of the Cultural Pass into a year-round benefit for our youth, and then of course the Louisville Knot today. So if you're liking the arts, it's been a great week for you. And Aldi, who doesn't like the arts, brother? Everybody loves the arts, that's right. Let's hear it for the arts. Come on, that's right. A lot of folks came together to make this project happen. I want to recognize them as we kick off here. First off, I want to recognize our partner from the Metro Council, Barbara Sexton Smith. Thank you, Barbara, for being here. We're right in the heart of District 4 today. Nice job on that. You're going to be hearing from Luke Schmidt later, but Luke Schmidt and the members of the Rotary Club, Greg Braun and others, helped make this possible with a nice contribution. Members of the design team, led by Interface Studio Architects, fabricator, core design, Jeremy Simonis. Jeremy, if you would wave to the crowd, please. Jeremy made this. This is no small project here. So he did an incredible job putting this together with tenacity and patience, and you've done a really amazing amount of creative work around this city, and so this will be one of your signature pieces, Jeremy. I'm really happy that you're the guy behind this in terms of fabrication. So let's give it up for Jeremy Simonis. Way to go, brother. Nice job. He's humble and tired. Also want to thank LAM Partners and Alcott Bentley for the light. So you got to come back and see this when it's dark outside so you can see the beautiful lighting design on this. Want to thank Element Design, Shine Contracting, CBC Construction, and the Denton Floyd Group. So all these folks work together to make this happen. So thanks a lot to our entire team that have made the Louisville Knot possible. You know, art sets the tone for a city in so many ways, but certainly what art does is it brings people together. And when it brings people together, people can recognize and relate to the common humanity they have. They might think they're different, but when they're around a piece of art, when they're playing on a piece of art, when they're talking about a piece of art, they say we really are in all of this together, aren't we? And it's more important that we realize that we're in this together when you think about our country right now. But then when you think about more locally, we are standing on a very symbolic area of our city right now, and that would be 9th Street. You know, and most people, when they think about 9th Street in our city, they'll say, oh, I've heard about 9th Street. Some people say it's a divide in our city. We reject that notion. 9th Street is a bridge in our city. And that is why this piece of art is here, to recognize that we're all connected here in our city, whether you're from the east or the west, the north or the south. But why not put a piece of great public art right on one of our main thoroughfares here on Main Street to shout that loud to the world? Now, a piece of art is obviously not enough to create a bridge. Then it has taken decades, some would say centuries, to create divisions like this in our country, in our city. But when we take a look about what's going on today in terms of 9th Street being a bridge for our city, this project here is just one part of the transformation that's taking place in the west part of our city. We're seeing almost $1 billion of investment taking place in the west end of Louisville right now. Beecher Terrace is going to be mixed use, mixed income, housing community. It's a nearly $250 million project. Portland is having a great renaissance with arts and business. Both University of Kentucky and University of Louisville have great sites located in Portland. 18th and Broadway with the new YMCA there is going to be an incredible node that comes alive with our first ever bus rapid transit system. And the Louisville Urban League Sports and Learning Complex is really going to shout to the world from 30th and Ali and Market about a grand new development taking place in our city. So it's a movement that we've got going on, and the Knot is one of the entryways to all that. Also, this transformation applies to the way we understand and talk about our neighborhoods, our neighbors, particularly in West Louisville. West Louisville is made up of 9 different beautiful neighborhoods. So when people talk about the West End, understand the fabric of the West End. Understand the history of the West End. Understand that I am honored to be joined by my mom and dad right back here who grew up in the West End of Louisville. My dad was born at Herman and Cecil. My mom lived right around 46th and Broadway. Her dad had a drugstore at 38th and Broadway, Hardesty Pharmacies. So this is all part, Elmer Lucille, of the history of our city. And we need to understand the history of that city and how we're all in this together, and how, as we look at where we're at today and we think about the history of our city, and we think about Walnut Street, Muhammad Ali, once known as the Harlem of the South. Well, what happened between the Harlem and the South and today? What was the impact of redlining? What was the impact of urban renewal? How did that decimate the soul of parts of our city? How did that decimate some of the African-American wealth and nightclubs and businesses in our city? So we can't control that, but what we can control is our city moving forward, both in actions and deed and the way that we talk about it. So that's part of what we're trying to do with public art. It's also what we're doing with our Lean Into Louisville initiative, which brings art as a way of bringing people together. Lean Into Louisville is about educating people about all forms of discrimination, racial discrimination, sexual orientation, country of origin. Because what we find is when people get educated and more knowledgeable about issues, they become more open-minded, and they see that we're all in this together. So we can either do that through a large lecture. In this case, we're doing it through a beautiful piece of art. While this has just been up for a very short period of time now, we're really delighted to see people coming together already here at the Louisville Knot. Taking pictures, use it as a table, use it as a bench, kids climb on it, use the big swing. So we see a lot of people coming here for selfies and all other type of fun things going on in our city. Pedestrians can also link up to the Louisville Loop and the Riverwalk, and this will help encourage people coming from downtown to continue west on Main Street to the businesses just beyond 9th Street. Great businesses like Peerless Distilling, Old 502 Winery, the beautiful, fabulous art collection at E&S Gallery, and many, many more. So it's important that people move west and people move east, and then it all comes together. So this project is a big part of our engagement plan, and it was created from public engagement. Business owners, particularly those on 10th Street, spoke with the city about making this underutilized space under this underpass more inviting and more user-friendly, and get people to move to it and move through it. So we listened, and we asked residents for suggestions of how to activate this space. Feedback included a playground, public art, a family gathering space, a light sculpture, a place for food trucks, and live music. We took all those suggestions independently, and guess what? We put them into one project that now has come to life, and it's called the Louisville Knot. So its purpose is to have a knot, tie us together as a community, and create a welcoming space here for people from all parts of the city to gather and enjoy. I really want to thank the Rotary Club of Louisville for their funding contribution to the Louisville Knot. They stepped up in a way to say, let's bring this into reality. So this project happened with money from the citizens of Louisville and the Louisville Rotary Club. So let's hear it for the Rotary Club. Greg Braun, Luke Schmidt, thank you guys. And let's amp up the enthusiasm a little bit here in District 4. Councilwoman Barbara Sexton Smith.
All right, thank you, Mayor Fisher. And as I love to say, welcome to District 4. We're gonna knot it up today like we've never done it before. That's right, sir. Thank you very much. Give a big round of applause to Mayor Fisher. So welcome to District 4, and I tell you what, it has been a true honor and a pleasure to be able to serve not just the folks living in District 4, but the folks throughout the region. And I come today to bring sort of 3 quick messages. I'm going to put on 3 hats. Those of you that have seen me coming and going to church, Miss Lucille, you know what I'm talking about. Hat number one, obviously, as your elected official representing Louisville Metro Council today, we are thrilled to have this project, and for me, this is going to represent commerce. Yes, I believe art drives commerce. Just look down the street to the east a couple blocks and you'll see a 32-foot statue of David. He was very controversial when he landed, but I will say he stands in rest and greets people into what was once called the #1 hotel in the world, full of art. Art does drive commerce. Yes, it does. The second hat that I wear, of course, is that of a fellow Rotarian. So all of my fellow Rotarians, please raise your hands so folks will see. Yes, look at the Rotarians. Rotarians, turn your hand around and pat yourself on the back, because as Rotarians, we live by the motto that says service above self. And this project, the Knot, you'll hear more from our president, Luke, in just a moment, but it represents the 4 things that we live by. And as Rotarians, we always ask ourselves 4 questions of what we think, say, and do. We ask first, is it the truth? Of course this is the truth. Is it fair to all concerned? Yes, it is, because of the great connection that this is going to create. Thirdly, we ask ourselves, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Just look around today with our diverse gathering. And lastly, number 4, we ask ourselves, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Yes, it will. Rotarians, job well done. Thanks to the leadership of our former president. And we do like to say, one of the greatest presidents ever serving Rotary is seated behind us on the Knot is Greg Braun. Greg has been dreaming about this for years. And finally, the third hat that I wear today, you know, as the former president and CEO of the Fund for the Arts, the oldest and most successful art fund in the United States of America, I always used to say, and I say it today, together through the arts, we create a great American city. That's what we're doing today, and I ask each of you to do one thing as we leave here in a little while. If Walnut Street can be renamed Muhammad Ali, and very few folks call it Wall Street anymore, right? We refer to it as Muhammad Ali. So then why in the world do we keep calling Roy Wilkins Avenue 9th Street? Why do we keep calling it the 9th Street Divide? I think it's because we have not been willing until now to lean into Louisville, lean into the tough questions, and ask ourselves, who is Roy Wilkins? I'm here to tell you, Miss Lucille could give a whole dissertation on Roy Wilkins. I will give you a little hint if you don't know. He is a former leader in the entire movement of the NAACP. It's up to you to lean in and read more about Roy Wilkins Avenue. So Mayor Fisher, thank you for your support. And just remember, together through the arts, we create a great American city. Welcome to District 4.
Thank you, Councilwoman. As we mentioned, the Rotary's made a significant contribution to help make this happen, so thank you to all Rotarians. Now let's hear from our Rotary President, Luke Schmidt. Luke.
Thank you very much. And Mayor Fisher, Councilmember Sexton Smith, it's a great pleasure and an honor to be here today on behalf of the Rotary Club of Louisville. As you saw, I'm already joined by several members of our club. Let's see another round of hands. Raise your hands if you're a member of the Rotary Club. We appreciate you coming down. And we also have over here under the overpass, the Rockin' Rotary Band, which is world famous, and they're going to play as soon as we're done, and I think you'll enjoy them. Let me tell you just a couple of quick things about our club. The Rotary Club of Louisville has over 400 members. It is the 14th largest Rotary Club in the world out of 36,000 clubs. That's quite an honor. Our club was founded back in 1912, and we have a history of supporting a lot of worthy community projects. An example of that is when we hit our 100th anniversary, we pooled and raised $2 million to start the Rotary Promise Scholarship in honor of our anniversary. And this is a pool of scholarship money to assist high school students at Iroquois High School and at Western High School, and we're proud of this partnership, not only with the 2 schools, but with JCPS, Jefferson Community and Technical College, the University of Louisville, and Indiana University Southeast. Each year, our club adopts a theme to serve as a guide for what we want to do over the course of the next 12 months, and it serves as a guide for us to support various initiatives. This year, our theme is connecting our community, and the Louisville Knot sign that we're dedicating today, we think is a perfect fit for this particular theme. Our support for this project started with a vision nearly 4 years ago on the part of Greg Braun, whom you just met. Greg was our club president at the time, and he really was the catalyst to driving this, and we raised $25,000 to share with the community for this sign. So I want to really take this chance again to recognize Greg. Greg, thank you so much for all of your work. This would not have happened without Greg. And Greg realized, and he shared with us early on, that this sign would serve two really important needs. First, it would create a focal point for visitors and residents alike downtown, but more importantly, it would serve as a tangible bridge between downtown Louisville and West Louisville, literally across 9th Street. So let me kind of close on a serious note and to kind of key in on what the mayor said a minute ago. Much has been made for decades about the term, or of the term, 9th Street divide. We believe that the time has come to extinguish this divisive boundary. We believe that this great new sign can serve as the catalyst for doing just that and to help bring all parts of our community together, south, east, north, and west. That's why the Rotary Club of Louisville is very proud to join with all of our partners downtown in dedicating the Louisville Knot sign. Thanks for allowing us this wonderful opportunity to be a part of this great project. Thank you.
Thank you, Luke. I want to recognize a couple other luminaries I see in the crowd here. Our deputy mayor is here, Ellen Hessen. Thank you, Ellen, for the wonderful work that you do for our city. Karen Williams, the leader of Louisville Tourism. Thank you. Tourism is just rolling here. And Tiffany Smith, who's our director of our parking authority, does an incredible job for the city. Thank you, Tiffany. So the Louisville Knot came out of a call for proposals from Louisville Metro government seeking a project that combined art, design, and infrastructure. And the chosen team from this national competition is led by Philadelphia-based Interface Studio Architects, ISA, and ISA is represented by their principal here today, Brian Phillips. Brian.
Wow, it's really great to be here. So as not to repeat anything that's been said about the project, and the mayor's summary was really, really terrific. You can tell by how committed he is to the arts by understanding very deeply what this project was and means. I just want to say thanks for your patience. I mean, this has been a real labor of love. I know it's taken a while to get done. I do want to thank in particular not only the mayor and the city at large, but Gretchen and Sarah and Jeff, who ran a lot of the day-to-day logistics for us and really coached us through understanding the project. You know, for an office like ours that cares about cities, makes a lot of buildings, opportunities like this are incredible. I mean, this was the most popular project in the office to work for at any time in the last 2 years. Our staff was always excited to be a part of it. I think we're really honored and humbled to have tried to translate this goal sort of stated by the competition into what we think of as a room. When we first came here, we were thinking a lot about the passage and getting from one side to the other, but the height of the overpass, the kind of space it created, we were excited about the room-like quality, the fact that people might come here to do things in this space, and it's really awesome to see everybody here today occupying the room. There's a swing, there's a place to sit, there's tables, there's some talk tubes that you can try out so you can talk to people on each side of the knot. And we like the idea that there's not only the thing we made, which we think of as a very open work, meaning within reason, we hope people will find creative and exciting uses of their own to perform here, and that this will be a collector of other people's activities. So we're really thrilled. It's great to see it here. I do want to say one last thing. This really is a Louisville project in the sense that Jeremy and Core Design just put an incredible amount of effort into this. We were really hand in hand in figuring out how to make something within the parameters of the project, and I think in a lot of other cities this would not quite have happened like this, and I just want to credit everyone involved, particularly Jeremy and all of the people that were supportive and kind of believed in this, that to see it out here today is just a really remarkable reflection of the can-do attitude of Louisville and really getting this out here. So thank you very much.
Okay, we got two more speakers, Shannon, Kathy and Walter, and then we're going to hear from our fabricator, Jeremy, who put so much into this. So if you haven't been to the beautiful E&S Gallery, it's right to my left over here. Kathy and Walter Shannon are the collectors and owners of this wonderful gallery in our community, and we asked them to come here today to share some of their thoughts with us. So please welcome Kathy and Walter Shannon.
Thank you, Mayor Fisher, and thank each and every one of you for being here. But most of all, I want to thank God for this beautiful shade that He created. Otherwise, we would be burning up. So thank you. But I'm so excited. I can't tell you how excited I am as a business co-owner to be here, to see this finally come into fruition, that we are going to break the Great Divide. And it comes at a very good time because we're celebrating our 30th year in business.
All right,
So,
there you go. All right.
and
10 years on this side of on 10th Street.
yeah, so Walter opened the business 30 years ago, before I was born, but we actually, the gallery started in East Louisville. And then we moved to what is now 21C Kitchen. We had a 5,000 square foot space there. And when they came and bought out our building, it gave us the opportunity to move west of 9th Street and have a very successful business. So we've enjoyed being here, and now we're going to enjoy it even more. And as the mayor said, please come take a look and let us help you get started in leaning forward. And I got to give this shameless plug. Frazier Museum is going to be open till 6. I'm just saying. So.
And so are we. And what she said, I ditto.
Thank you, Walter and Kathy. Our final remarks, we're going to hear from Jeremy Simonis. Jeremy was the fabricator for this project. So imagine taking flat tube and then creating this out of this. I mean, it takes not just creativity, but huge persistence and skill to do that. So, Jeremy, you will be forever remembered for this piece of art here. So, please come up here and share a few thoughts with us. Please welcome Jeremy Simonis. Everybody.
Bear with me. First off, I'm not a speaker, so I want to thank everybody that was involved. Brian and the architects that were on this job, the Rotary Club, Sarah and her team, and the mayor. This has been kind of a lifelong dream. I mean, I can tell you that the knot really lives up to its name because I've got knots in my stomach. This job has been probably the most challenging job that I've had, and there's a bunch of people I'd like to thank, especially my family. My fiance and my kids and my mother, because I can tell you that there were times that it was a struggle. You know, luckily my shop is real close. My former employees helped me through this too. Ronnie Metz and Ron Metz Construction. It was kind of a getaway. I could go away and sit in their office and kind of just decompress and talk to them and get that cheerleading team that I need, because I'm not a good cheerleader to cheerlead myself, so I need, the support of friends and community. I've been through probably 8 employees on this job because it's not a production job. It's a whole lot of hurry up and wait and turn on a dime. I got Dorrance Carmer and his fiance here with me. They've stuck through all the trying times, and I wanted to recognize them. They mean a lot to me. So it's a really good way to end because I'm getting married in 3 weeks. We're tying the knot. So this is good stuff. I really appreciate this, and thank you, sir. Thank you.
stepping up to the public speaker. All right, so thanks everybody so much for coming out. Explore the knot, all the different phases of the knot, and just hang out and encourage people to come down and take some pictures, and enjoy it while we listen to the Rockin' Rotary Band. So thanks everybody for coming out. Have a great weekend. 3, 2, 1.